Bitcoin is about to break above 100K again, and I know it sounds incredibly boring, like $100,000. It's nothing. Bitcoin has been there for the past 2 months. But don't worry, I think what happened last year in January could repeat very well for Bitcoin in the immediate short term, hopefully in the next 24 hours. But if not 24 hours, then I think next week, Monday, with the Trump inauguration, this falling wedge pattern can finally see the breakout. And we have the final leg towards the upside of the parabola that has been forming ever since the bottom of the bear market back in 2022. Base 1, base 2, base 3, base 4, and then boom, the final stage of the parabola usually kicks in. And yes, in 2026, we will have a bear market for Bitcoin. So this is another 6 or 8 month thing when Bitcoin has its blow off top, and then boom, we go back into a bear market. So it's incredibly important that you stay up to date with every single video that we do post within this 6 to 8 month period so that you can make as much money as possible and you're updated with everything that is happening to Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency space in general. So do me a favor, destroy the like button, subscribe to become a crypto kid. And with that said, let's jump straight into the price of Bitcoin. And for anybody new, by the way, I just looked at myself on camera and God, I've gotten old in just even the past 24 hours. I didn't sleep last night because I genuinely believe there could be a solid chance that Bitcoin can see that breakout during last night. So I think I stayed up till like 4 a.m. and then I saw a bearish divergence on the 15-minute and I was okay, so it's not going to happen tonight. Let me go and sleep. But yeah, I've been doing this since I was 12. I'm 17 now. And yeah, it's been a painful but also rewarding journey. I think it's going to be even more rewarding when Bitcoin manages to break above from here. And there's a very important trade that there is to be taken with the breakout of this resistance. We spoke about on 2 videos ago a trade that you could have set up at $94,000 to pre-trade the Bitcoin breakout. And if you went into that long position, then massive congratulations. But if you didn't, there is another entry opportunity. I think those 2 entry opportunities are number 1, as soon as Bitcoin breaks the falling wedge. So you can split it into 3, right? Entry 1 is when Bitcoin breaks the falling wedge pattern, which would be at $100.8 thousand. Number 2 is if Bitcoin is able to break above this prior high to make sure we invalidate that lower downtrend. We don't want a downtrend on the daily time frame. If we can create that sustained higher high, that will invalidate it and it will give Bitcoin a much more significant chance of continuing to higher levels. So that would be entry point number 2. And if Bitcoin blesses us with a retest back to this resistance to form support, then continue, which can happen with falling wedge / bullish pennant / bull flag. You can draw it in many different ways. But if you get that retest, that is the bang on confirmation. So those could be your 3 entries into trading this final stage of the Bitcoin, potentially final stage of the Bitcoin rally, where we don't know exactly where the top is going to be, but I really genuinely believe there is going to be at least one more move for Bitcoin, and this trade would give you a very nice risk to reward ratio, especially if Bitcoin manages to go to $127,000. And if you want to be trading Bitcoin, then you can go to the links in the description down below to be trading Bitcoin and also other cryptos. Coinflare is my favorite exchange, but if you're not allowed to trade on Coinflare or Bybit, then you have the option of Weeks, which allows you to trade regardless of your geographical location. So links are in the description down below. If you deposit $100 USDT to Coinflare, make 1 trade, you get 20 USDT for free. So check them out in the links down in the description. So that is the Bitcoin technical analysis on the daily time frame. I'm going to show you something much more exciting on the 2-month time frame, and then I'll go into these altcoin ETFs that are rumored to be coming out by James Seyfarth, so it's pretty credible. But the not so credible thing that's going on here is, of course, Trump being receptive to the idea of creating a strategic reserve, not just for Bitcoin, but also Solana and XRP, which XRP, by the way, is above $1. We spoke about it on the Moon Show, so I won't get too much into detail with it today. You can go and watch the latest Moon Show, which we posted a few hours back. But look, from the 2-month perspective with Bitcoin, so let's jump into that first, and then we'll get into the altcoins. Bitcoin, USD, 2-month Bollinger Band. This is an incredible signal, ladies and gents. if you go back to the previous cycles for Bitcoin, you can see that if the 2-month candle is able to break above the upper Bollinger Band, in 2016, you broke it at $950, and that took you all the way to $20,000 at the top of the bull market. The same thing happened in the previous cycle in 2020. You broke it at like $22,000, and then you went to $69,000 per Bitcoin. You did the same on the previous 2-month candle at around 78, and now you're at 99, in fact, $100,000. With diminishing returns, that should definitely take us into the 110, even 120 range, and then the rest of the tailwind from Trump, from different things, that could take us all the way to 185, 200. It's impossible to know. But we're just going to live it and see it together here on the CryptoKid channel. I think the best strategy to hedge yourself against all of these scenarios is to buy as much Bitcoin as possible during this minor consolidation like we saw in Jan before we take off once more. And look at that. Bitcoin is trading bang on at $100,000. That is incredible to see. But let's move into the Bitcoin strategic reserve first, and then I'll keep the altcoins to the end. Here you can see that there was an idea that Trump will want to create a reserve of all of these US tokens, which include XRP, Solana, et cetera, et cetera. But you can see David Bailey, the founder of the Bitcoin conference, and also the person responsible pretty much for bringing Trump on board with Bitcoin, saying that it's completely fake news. So I tried to find a credible source for it, but really there isn't much of a credible source. It's just one article published, and then after these guys published it, other articles also did the same, kind of like the fake BlackRock spot ETF approval with Cointelegraph back in the day. So this is not real. FYI, with the release of this news, there hasn't been too big of an impact to Solana specifically, right? You do have a beautiful test to the prior resistance of this bullish pennant, which we spoke about also. And I think it is a wonderful opportunity to either go long or buy some spot Solana because I think Solana can rally into the over $300 territory in the upcoming few months. And then XRP, right? Another US coin, which will get an ETF according to James Seyfarth. So XRP, Solana, Litecoin, they will get an ETF. In fact, actually, Litecoin may, but XRP and Solana will definitely get their own ETFs. What does this mean for price action? Not much. It doesn't really matter. You saw with Ethereum, doesn't do much, but it's pretty cool that institutions can invest into these things. And look, I just think it's another bullish factor, and Solana should go up way more. XRP, I have no clue about. I spoke about this bull flag, but to be honest with you, I have no idea where it's going to be topping out. It is officially at a new all-time high. It's never been this high in terms of price action ever in its history. I think in 2017, it went to like $3.3, but ever since then, it's never been able to go up this much. Carl, of course, made $5 million with his XRP position. And yeah, it's just continuing to pump. Nobody knows for sure how much higher it's going to go. We can measure the height of this triangle, which we broke out from not too long ago, and that gives you around $4.3. So I think that is the level we can go to. But apart from that analysis in general, apart from Fibonacci extensions, really there isn't much you can do for XRPTA. So yeah, if you do have XRP, if you have made money, just continue dollar cost averaging out of your positions until we reach around 4.3, 4.4, and then you can move on to something else. I think Bitcoin presents a more clear bullish opportunity if you missed that bull flag, because you never know what's going to happen to these things. Whereas Bitcoin, you have a pretty good indication on where it will land in the next few days. And I just want to say, like, with the Trump executive order that's probably going to come in on Monday, it's going to prevent the US government from selling around 200,000 Bitcoin they own. It's not going to be like an order that says, okay, the US is going to be buying millions of Bitcoin. That is not the case. The executive order only has power to limit the government from selling these Bitcoin, which is major in general, right? But for us to have a Bitcoin strategic reserve, that actually has to go through Congress and it has to get approved as a bill. And I think it will happen, not on day one. So don't put all your expectations onto day one, but it's going to take time. It could even roll to the end of his presidential term. So that could even happen in next cycle, but I think it will happen at some point. So there's nothing to worry about. Keep stacking Bitcoin. I think we're super bullish. And with that said, guys, I also want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, which is Lingo. They are an RWA coin. And like all RWA coins, they have incredible utility. They're not like other crypto projects, which do not provide utility. I'm personally for utility, and they have a pretty cool product. So check out their Twitter, check out their light paper. They've already raised $10 million from top Web3 investors like David N, Chris Zakun, Cyrus Fazil, Morningstar Ventures, and GBV. And they're already building their MVP launch, which is happening very soon. They've even launched their token on KuCoin and the DEXs like they've promised to do here on the light paper. So check them out. Their Twitter is linked in the description down below. Thank you so much, Lingo, for sponsoring this video. And with that said, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all on the next video very soon. Take care, guys, and as always, bye-bye.